I don't know, man. I'm still just super sad at how it's ending. You know, it's like they're leaving room for it to continue, but it's ending. So I'm like, why are you doing this to us? Like, why don't you love me?
One day, master's degree. One day, PhD. One day, you will write books. One day, commercials. One day, the impossible, you will laugh at the impossible. You will look at the impossible and go, what was I thinking?
Hello, my spoiler alert friends. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It. Man, it's been a good week, y'all. So I got in a lot of anime watching. So some cool things that happened. So we went on vacation. And the plane we were on, it had TVs on it. And I was so shocked, but I am so glad to say this. They had anime on the TV. I was like, let's go. They had Solo Leveling. I watched all the episodes they had of that, and I was like, yo, like, if you aren't somebody who knows about anime and you're trapped on a plane and you're just scrolling through their selection, you will have been at least exposed to the idea of anime. And I was like, that is so cool to me. So they had that, and they had a few other ones, but then they had Fruits Basket. I'm sure it's a longer title, something else with it, but it's been on my watch list for a while, like, I don't know, years maybe. And while I was on the plane, I was like, you know what? I don't got nothing else to do. Why would I check it out? So I started watching that. It's actually pretty decent. It like follows this girl who she's basically orphaned. Her grandfather is still alive, but her parents have passed away. And so it starts out with her living in the woods, basically in a tent. Her grandpa had to get his house remodeled, so everyone had to leave the house. And where he was going, there wasn't enough space for her to be there. So he was like, hey, why don't you go stay with one of your friends for a little bit until it's done? And she was like, yeah, I can do that. But she didn't have anybody that she could really stay with. So she ended up getting a tent, pitching it out in the middle of the woods. And then this is where she comes across this house with these guys. And they turn out to be basically like, I don't know, it's not like they're spirits, but they're supposed to be the 12 zodiacs, right? Like, or not the zodiacs, but like the Chinese New Year, like the dog, the cat, the ox, the boar, like all of those types of dudes, right? The rat. And so yeah, it just follows kind of that story, and it's interesting. You know, I had no idea that that's what it was about. Like when you look at it, when I like surf through anime and I'm looking at stuff, you see like a list of. It's just like pictures. It's like what it's almost like a book. Like what grabs you and takes you in and makes you like, huh, this is interesting. Why don't I check it out? Like the title and then the graphic that they use to display the book, or in this case, the anime, the series. And so it always looked like clean, like, I don't know, there's a style of anime that I like, and it's hard for me to describe, honestly, but very clean lines. The artwork is super, like, it's just detailed and smooth, and I don't know. And this show fit the bill. So while I was on the plane, I'm like, why not check it out? And it was actually pretty good. But the thing I wanted to talk about most, I guess that's pretty high up there, because I was just super excited about the fact that on the plane they had anime. I was just outdone. I was like, there's no way. Outside of that, I wanted to talk about My Hero Academia. I think it was the prologue. Basically, it was the end of it. Like the title of it was talking about Todoroki Family, and like basically how they are reconciling everything. And it was a sad moment in the show, honestly. I mean, like when you think about like throughout the whole series, it's like you had Endeavor, who was super rough on his kids. I mean, rough is an understatement, but he's super hard on them and abusive and all, so that they could have the power and be known as the #1 heroes. I mean, it's such a petty thing to like. I mean, everything when you consider like abusing your family is petty, like when it's in comparison to that. But especially when you think about like oh, we just want to be the best hero, like known as the best heroes, like that's super lame. So that was the throughout the entire series, like them dealing with that, and Shoto kind of like, or if you don't know who Shoto is, it's Icy Hot, the dude who could do fire on one side, ice on the other. One of my favorite characters. But like his story and everything that happened, and then Dabi, one of the villains in the show, who ends up being his Shoto's brother, who they thought had passed away a long time ago in a massive fire and all this stuff, but he didn't. And he just held this resentment towards Endeavor for not like saving him, and also always like wanting better and him not being good enough. And then him being replaced by his younger brother who could control ice and heat and was a better blend of their the parents' powers to actually become something great. So it was just that whole dynamic, and they were kind of dealing with that. Dabi is on his way out. Basically, he's on life support. He only has a little bit of time left, but he's able to talk for little bits of time every day. And so they came in and they were talking to him, and you know, he didn't say it to them so much, but he was crying and he's sorry, you know. And it's like, I can understand that. Whereas like he was so mad at feeling abandoned by his family that he went on this whole spree of just destruction. He joined the League of Villains and was like, okay, death to the world, because nobody cared about me, so why should I care about any of you, kind of thing. And it's just super sad, you know. It's like when families break up and they have that turmoil, it sucks. I can understand it, at least, you know what I mean. So that was a sad part of the show. It was really overall just kind of a downer, if I'm being honest. I mean, it was cool. Like they're going back to school. They're now no longer the freshmen in high school. They're kind of considered upperclassmen. They're second years, and they're now doing like they're continuing in their journey to be heroes. And you know, they showed Deku in the hospital with All Might, and then Kachan coming and seeing them, and then finding out that Deku doesn't have his quirk anymore. And Deku's like, no, I still have a little bit of the Ember. And it's just like all the things that have happened in the show, like just like all the destruction, you know what I mean? It's like, it kind of like, it's just like a solemn mood where it's not like super exciting or happy, where it's like, oh yeah, everything's getting back to normal. You know, they're rebuilding the city and everyone's chipping in, and it's like this huge effort from foreign nations, the foreign nations being the U.S. But like everyone's chipping in to help rebuild Japan, and after this crazy event that occurred. And like that's very encouraging and positive, but it's still like this overall sense of like, dang, you know, a lot of people died, people lost limbs, quirks, hawks, all these people, everyone lost quirks. There's so many people who no longer can operate as a hero in the same way that they were. But I will say, I thought it was tight that Hawk still had that sword on his back. I'm like, that's the type of stuff I like, when it's like, yeah, I don't have my quirk anymore, but I'm still going to train and be great at something. And I don't know, that's just motivating to me, because it's like, no matter what tragedies might strike you, or hardships you might go through, there's still something you can do. Like you're not useless. You know what I mean? And I mean, for me as a Christian, that is super evident. You know, it's like, if God still has you here and you're still breathing, you have a purpose, right? And always our purpose is to glorify Him and bring others to the fold. So, but that's a side note, I guess. The main note, but I'm gonna put it on the side, right? But no, it just was an interesting episode. I don't know, man. I'm still just super sad at how it's ending. You know, it's like they're leaving room for it to continue, but it's ending. So I'm like, why are you doing this to us? Like, why don't you love me? No, but no, it's been pretty good. I'm glad that there's other shows that I can continue watching and look forward to. And it's just, again, I said this in the last one, man, it's just like when Naruto ended. It's like, man, it's like you're happy for the people, you know. I know it's funny to think of being happy for anime characters. It's like it's a show, they're characters, they're not real. But man, after spending so much time and like years with these characters and watching them develop and grow, you almost feel like that's one of the homies, and you know you're glad to see them doing well, but it's like, dang, I'm never gonna see you again type of thing. So I don't know, it's just sad and also cool at the same time just to see where they're going. I like Deku's new hairdo. He had the side cut. Now, granted, I'm sure it was for medical reasons he had to get his hair cut, but or even just in the fight, you know. But it still looks kind of cool to me, so I think I can dig it. Yeah, Uraraka is supposed to be having the next episode is supposed to be focusing on Uraraka and probably. Dang, what's her name? The girl who drinks blood and turns into the person. I can't remember her name, but that's what it seems. And then Skinner, I think that Deku's going to be meeting with Skinner. At least that's what the preview kind of alluded to. So I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to handle the feels of it all. You know what I mean? Like, again, something that you've been watching for so long is coming to an end, and it's like, dang, you know. And then all of them are coming to an end. It's like, we got My Hero that's ending, and we just had Attack on Titan that ended, and then we're also having, oh my gosh, Demon Slayer ending. Shout out to the Demon Slayer shirt. If you know, you know. So, yeah, man, I'm just, you know, just going through it, man. All my anime is ending, and I'm just like, gosh, give me a little bit longer, but still cool. I also watched a little bit more of 86, got back into that. Arc Knights, watched some of that. Arc Knights, again, I'm having a hard time with Arc Knights, y'all. Like, it's just like having things that are subbed is just hard for me to really get engaged with it. I don't know why. I'm going to keep pushing through, though. Like I said, I made the promise. That's for you, Mike. I'm doing it for you, man. But, yeah, it's just a lot of different things going on, a lot of fun stuff. And hopefully Arc Knights can suck me in, and I really love it. It's a cool show. It seems cool. Like, again, I like the style. I like the pace of it. So all that is, you know, cool. What else did I watch? What else did I watch this week? Because again, it was a vacation week, so I had time to just kind of chill. When everybody falls asleep, I can just chill and not have to wake up for work in the morning or anything like that. And so I also watched a little bit of Shield Hero. What else did I watch? If anything else pops up, I'll put some pictures in here or something to let you guys know. But yeah, if you haven't seen any of those shows, they're all great shows. Go check them out. But definitely go check out My Hero Academia. I can't really put my cosign on the Fruits Basket yet, just because I've only seen maybe 4 episodes, so I can't really put the stamp on it yet until I get through at least the first season to be like, okay, yeah, it's decent, you know, it's worth watching. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know more. And then probably next week, I'll probably go over like just the things that are supposed to be happening next year that I'm super excited for. So if you guys have any questions, want to talk about it in the comments, let me know. Drop a like, subscribe, share this out, all the fun stuff. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
One thing I know.